Just want to turn it over to see if there's any questions. Right now, if you look at the sort of participants in the green IT, a lot of them are more European, North American countries, like Canada, United States. You have a lot of participation by Sweden, Norway, France, Great Britain, in terms of looking at clean power, virtualization, ways to protect the environment, and to look at this whole issue of manufacturing, recycling, and so forth. The paradigm is a little bit different because a lot of these, like China and a lot of these emerging economies, are still just that. They're emerging economies. They're doing quite well for emerging economies, considering like right now the second largest financial group in the world is a Chinese bank right under Citigroup Financial. So at surface level, you say, well, they're doing very well. But in terms of the application of social conscience, in terms of recycling programs, and as long as there's an incentive, a financial incentive for a landmass like China, and for a population where probably still about 50, 60% lives in some form of poverty, to be able to make easy money, although I don't know how easy the money is when you see a town like Guyu, where you can't drink the water and it's hard to breathe. There's a financial incentive as a way for poor people that don't have the means or the education or the access to the same privileges we have here in North America and Europe to basically survive. And because they're surviving, they're more concerned about the survival, but more immediate survival, like putting food on their table, than actually, these types of programs. I'm sure it's going to catch up, but right now, the majority of the initiatives that we're seeing are in the First Nations right now. So essentially, I talked about in my speech the concept of doing things remotely. Now, doing things remotely doesn't just mean, basically working from home. It also, for different professionals, different expertise, it could be telehealth. It could be, looking at using technology to remotely offer high-end medical service or specialties to rural or regional areas. It could be in the aspect of manufacturing in terms of basically allowing key stakeholders to look at and oversee the manufacturing process, engineering in terms of collaboration. Bottom line, anything which allows you to not have to get in your car, use the gas, get into a plane, or basically expend a lot of resources such as, power, heat, HVAC, and everything else, where you can essentially bring together specialists from around the city or around the world without having to use traditional methods to get around, is definitely part of that whole green IT umbrella. And again, I hope when you leave this session, you come out with the concept of the understanding that green IT is not virtualization, and virtualization is not green IT. Virtualization is just one enabling technology, one strategy, one tool in an overall framework, which is green IT. And a little bit like our corporate philosophy of observe, think, and apply, as technology improves and as we keep looking at the process and looking at how we're using this technology and new developments come up, the tool set, the toolbox for green IT will change. Well, there is an initiative. We have a representative here from Intel Corporation, and I know that Intel, HP, Microsoft, there is an actual green IT consortium online. The problem is IT has never been a very outspoken group. Rick's comments pretty much sums it up. A lot of the people, creating these great technologies and doing all this innovation and really looking at the paradigm of IT and computing in today's world are not very outspoken typically in public figures. There's a lot of work in terms of advocacy and public awareness, public relations that needs to be done. But again, there are consortiums that talk about it. And I mean, in terms of Cybernomics, I mean, it's our primary focus. So through events like this, and through our website and other initiatives, we're basically trying to invite our partners like Intel, VMware, Microsoft, to really step up in a GTA context, right? To talk about how they're contributing to this overall movement right, in terms of, trying to have leaner and more environmentally sustainable and friendly solutions. Thank you very much, everyone, for your attention. I wish you a very productive day. And Happy New Year.